Hi again, everybody, and greetings from the McCarthy Athletic Center here in Spokane, Washington. Normally the home of the Gonzaga Bulldogs, but today it's where the UC Bearcats practiced as they get ready for Friday's game here in Spokane against St. Joe's in the first round of the NCAA Tournament. I'm Dan Hoard. He's former Bearcat Terry Nelson. And in honor of the Bearcats' 6 straight trips to the NCAA Tournament, here are 6 things to know from Spokane. Let's start with number 1, the status of Gary Clark. He's been walking around the hotel in a walking boot, but it's for precautionary reasons. He will play on Friday. What's your level of concern for the Bearcat sophomore?
I think he'll be ready. He'll be up to speed. He may not be at full strength, but the extra time has given him the time to heal. 24-hour treatments, I think he'll be fine.
All right, item number 2, the best possible thing that came out on Selection Sunday. It wasn't Cincinnati's seeding. It wasn't the first-round matchup. It's the simple fact that the Bearcats will play in the very last game of the first round.
We have several guys with injuries. It gives them time to heal, but also athletes have routines. They like to stick to their routine, and it's off a little bit, the fact that they have 3-hour difference, so they have to do that. Some of them play PlayStation, some of them brought their Xbox, some of them like to chill and watch ESPN, but whatever it is, they like to rest and do things in their hotel room to stay with the routine, and this gives them enough time to do that.
Item number 3, Copain's confidence. Troy Copain had the epic game in the 4-overtime loss to UConn, 37 points, 10 rebounds, no turnovers in 56 minutes of playing time. Just a great game, or does that have a significant impact moving forward?
Well, I think it's a great game, but it's also sort of a coming-out party. Cronin has been wanting Troy Copain, his captain, to be more aggressive offensively. Troy has been setting the table, had several games where he had no turnovers. This game was an epic performance. But Troy's going to have more games like this. May not necessarily have 37 points, but more where he's in control of just about every aspect of the game offensively and defensively.
Item number 4, big news. In this case, Cincinnati's bigs, Octavius Ellis and Coriante DeBerry. Of the 8 guys that get regular minutes for St. Joe's, none of them are taller than 6'8".
That will be huge for Cincinnati because they do a lot of pick and pop, a lot of things that pull your bigs away from the basket. Cincinnati is not going to play this team man-to-man, so they'll be able to keep their bigs close to the basket, so when they take those threes, when they cut to the basket, we'll have defenders at the rim, and then we'll be able to rebound an outlet.
Item number 5, remember this name, DeAndre Bembry. He's the star for St. Joe's. He was the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year. Terry, he averages more than 17 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's one of 3 players in the country that can say that. The other 2, Denzel Valentine of Michigan State, Ben Simmons of LSU.
And Dan, the names that you all mentioned, they all will be lottery picks. I'll tell you, Bembry is one of the best players you've never heard of. He is absolutely phenomenal. He's got the afro at 6'6", very athletic, great footwork. He shoots the 3. He has post-game, step-back game. When you watch him, you'll look at this guy and you say, this is the best player you see us face all year long, and he's going to pose problems for the Bearcats.
All right, finally, our 6th and final thing to know from Spokane. Defense wins championships. Well, that's the old saying, but St. Joe's hopes that isn't the case. This is a team that scores a ton of points, but gives up quite a few. They had 2 games this year where they gave up 98 and 99 points in regulation.
Well, you talk about in honor of election season, the primary is actually going on. Cincinnati is a little bit more conservative on defense, only giving up about 62 points per game. And not so conservative. You talk about somebody that's very liberal on the defensive end. It's going to be a great contrast in styles. I look for Cincinnati to take advantage of that, continue to pound the ball down low, but our stingy defense will be enough to give them problems defensively.
All right, those are 6 things to know from Spokane. We'll have more coming up tomorrow as our behind-the-scenes coverage with the Bearcats continues from Spokane, Washington. For Terry Nelson, I'm Dan Hoard. Remember, complete coverage can be found right here on Bearcats TV.